How is it going, everyone? We are coming off the heels of the PlayStation State of Play. Look, my expectations at a State of Play are pretty low these days. I thought that was an A+ show. There are probably people still disappointed by it, and there's never pleasing anyone, but guess what? We're actually going into a year with 2 first-party PlayStation games. We've waited eons for this. I think the last time we got 2 first-party PlayStation games in a single year, and that's studios owned by PlayStation and games coming out from those studios, was 2022, at least for, those major single-player first-party games. Those are the games I'm talking about. Next year, we got Soros, we got Marvel's Wolverine, we got the re-reveal on that, and before we talk about State of Play, we'll cover all that in a different video. I do want to highlight the PlayStation Plus updates and the announcements for the month of October because we've got some big ones. October, for Essential subscribers, I think is a home run of an update. Alan Wake 2, we already highlighted that was a big update and a huge addition to the Plus Essential catalog. That has been confirmed. Deal Labs Biblicune still batting 100 as far as their reports. Made my opinion clear about that in an earlier video. While I'm not crazy about Alan Wake 2, I think from a value standpoint, it is phenomenal, and it is a great value offer given that game still goes for, $20, $25 on sale. Then you've also got Cocoon, which is a game that's really well received. However, it's one of those games that I don't think would have been a great headlining title, but as a secondary, tertiary game, totally fine with that. Again, Cocoon is a really well-received game. Let me pull it up on, Steam, for example, and let's look at... It's a very positive received game, 93% positive across 3,400 reviews, and I believe the Metacritic score was rather positive as well. So a really solid addition with that as well. And then Goat Sim 3. Now, Goat Sim, again, it's one of those games that can't be a headlining title, although Goat Sim 3 does have 4,300 Steam reviews, overwhelmingly positive as well. But, it's a game that's a memeable title, but as a tertiary game, when you do have a big headlining game like Alan Wake 2 and like Cocoon as a secondary game, where those games kind of fit the more serious tone of games niche, or, that sector, they're more serious in tone. Goat Sim 3 as a tertiary game that is a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more casual and over the top, doesn't take itself all too seriously. I think that's a totally fine addition. So those are the Plus Essential titles for the month of October. On top of that, we've already got one of the PlayStation Plus extra titles for the month of October revealed, and that will be The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. So Last of Us Day is coming up, I believe, and they did this last year as well, or maybe it was the year before that. I think it was last year, where Last of Us Part 1 got added as a PlayStation Plus extra title. This year for Last of Us Day, Last of Us Part 2 is getting added. You guys know my opinion on Last of Us Part 2. I think from a gameplay standpoint, the game is absolutely outstanding. I think the visuals are phenomenal. The fact they got that game running on the PS4 is actually insane, and the gameplay is great. Narratively, the game is a disaster, and the one thing I hate more than anything about The Last of Us Part 2 fanbase that really does enjoy the game, and you're totally within your right to enjoy the game, it's this idea of this, oh, we're so high IQ and we can comprehend the story of Last of Us Part 2, and you just don't enjoy the game because you can't comprehend the story. Don't you know? It's not about revenge, it's about forgiveness. It's like, bro, everybody with a functioning brain cell can comprehend the story of Last of Us Part 2. It's not a difficult story to comprehend. Like, brother, it ain't that. Last of Us Part 2 ain't that. It's just, you're taking the beloved character of Last of Us as a franchise and you're replacing him with charisma vacuums. Like, that's literally what they did, in my opinion, and from a narrative standpoint, I think the game is atrocious. I think the pacing is really bad. I did like at a fundamental level the idea of how they were going to structure the narrative and how it comes together. I think that idea is really cool. I think in execution, the entire story is just terrible, but the gameplay is incredible, the visuals are great, and No Return is an awesome component as well. So if you've yet to check out Last of Us Part 2, I think it's a game everybody should play, and ultimately there are people that feel so strongly about it. They love the game. I've seen so many people get Last of Us themed tattoos because of Last of Us Part 2. and the game just resonates at an emotional level for them, and you should at least give the game a shot for it to do that. Me saying that I think the game is a pile of trash from a narrative standpoint, that's my opinion, that's one man's opinion. A lot of people disagree, and a lot of people absolutely love it, and I'm telling you that I recommend you to play it from the standpoint of, first of all, the gameplay and the visuals are incredible. Like, nobody's gonna take that away from Last of Us Part 2. Narratively, it's incredibly divisive, and I think it's a pile of trash, but maybe you'll disagree. Nevertheless, that's getting added to Plus Extra, and then we do have some Plus Premium announcements, but the crazy thing is they said that these are the games for the rest of the year. So yes, they might add on to this, but they confirmed Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, and Tomb Raider Anniversary. Particularly with Tomb Raider Anniversary, they literally said that game was coming later this year. So to me, that screams Plus Premium is still gonna get 1 or 2 games a month at most, which is just such a big problem. Plus Premium, in my opinion, is the biggest scam of a subscription service, quite possibly of all time. The service is trash. Plus Extra, fine, there's value there. Plus Essential, I think from a game offering standpoint is great. You know, pay to play online isn't ideal, but Plus Premium has just been terrible. I get that some people are into game streaming, and there are classics titles there, but they're it's just like we don't get enough of these classic games, and there's so few and far between that they're getting added that this is actually a huge problem. You know, they unveiled Deus Ex Remastered, but that's not a classics game. That's a classic game getting remastered and coming out next year, and you'll have to pay for it. I'm not asking for games like that to go into Plus Premium. However, you could add games from yesteryear, figure out some deals with these publishers, and get these games on the service. We're not asking for 8 games a month on Premium, but, you know, 3 to 4 games a month I don't think would be that crazy of an ask, given that you're working on the catalog with PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation Portable, and I get that some of the games are just going to be locked away because of licensing deals and who has the rights to these games. I get that, but there certainly has to be an opportunity for better games to get added than, or not necessarily better games, but more games to get added than just 3 games over the course of, like, let's say October, November, December. If all we're getting is Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, and Tomb Raider Anniversary, that's terrible. That is terrible, and I will be reiterating that point. At the very least, in October, we don't have that many games leaving Plus Extra, so I guess, like, it is a W already when you have Last of Us Part 2 getting added, and then you have some of these classic games as well getting added. So I do think there's gonna be quite a lot of you know, value getting added to Plus Extra, but Plus Premium, I just think has been kind of terrible, and I think most people would agree with me on that Plus Premium has been kind of pitiful ever since its inception. And there was a little bit of time, you know, the Resistance Retributions of the world getting added, Ratchet Size Matters, but those times have seemingly just come and gone. And Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, Tomb Raider Anniversary, nice additions, but again, if that's all we're getting for the last 3 months of the year, that is a bit of a problem. I would say that's a bit of a problem, but I digress. I still think Plus Essential, huge W. Plus Extra getting Part 2, that's a big W as well. Tekken 3, Soul Calibur 3, and Tomb Raider Anniversary, if that's all we're getting for the last 3 months of the year, that's a problem to me with Plus Premium. And Plus Premium has had a lot of issues, but from a value standpoint, I just think it's been pretty pitiful. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Again, I think a W of a state of play. But yeah, your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.